Hello, my darling. This is Yana with Art of Enchantment from beautiful La Jolla, California. Welcome into this magical space. This video is about the art of enchantment, the power of private magic. What is enchantment? Enchantment is a state. It's a state of being that cannot be expressed by words, but inspires the heart to want more. To be enchanting, everybody desires to be enchanting in this world because there's great power behind it. There's great power behind beauty, but even more power behind enchantment. Because beauty can be objective and subjective, enchantment is that je ne sais quoi, that if you possess that, it doesn't matter how old you are, what you do, how you look, it's always welcomed by others. It's something that we are craving and looking for in everything that we do. It charges us up with excitement, with joy, with pleasure. So how do we become enchanting in this world? Well, this is the secret. By being enchanted, sensually, spiritually, emotionally, physically, in every way, feeling enchanted, feeling alive. When we're in that space, we become so enchanting. We also become almost enlightened because we're so fully present with all of our senses. I would invite you to take a pen and paper, and in this video I will not only share with you how I work with my private clients, but I will utilize this video to share with you the breakthrough, transformational, most enchanting, revolutionary process to become the most enchanting woman in the world, and men in some level as well. I decided to make this program as a gift for those that are not ready at the moment for private work with me. So I still wanted to make it in a way that it's a tremendous gift to everyone, and will answer a lot of questions for my private clients about the process and the benefits and so forth. So why would you want to live the most enchanting life ever? Well, why not? You know, if you have accomplished all of your goals and dreams like me at a very, very early age, I mean monetary, financial, educational, a lot of incredible spiritual experiences, you might realize that at the end of the day, it is about being alive. It is about living. That the purpose of life is to live. Well, how would you like to live? Do you want to live the most magnificent, beautiful, enchanting life ever? I do. I didn't like the alternative so much. So I have been crafting and designing incredible rituals for myself to enrich my life, enrich myself in every possible way, to infuse all of my senses with so much magic that living every single day becomes the highest pleasure, and it's almost an art that I truly, truly enjoy. It's a living art. Being a woman is a living art. So, would you like to live an enchanting life? Yes? Well, as I mentioned in the previous video, in the Emergence of Enchantress, we do have two options within us. We can live in the illusionary aspect of ourselves, the shadow self, the one that created by ego, that was programmed and pre-programmed by our parents, our environment, our society about who I think I'm supposed to be, who I think I am, and how I'm supposed to be, to act, to react in this world, based on the values and the programs that have been installed into me. And then there is another aspect that I can live in, and that is the most enchanting version of myself. And the thing is that, you know, I hear a lot of women searching and looking for themselves, men as well, trying to find their true self. Well, I realized I can't find my true self because it has to be created. We are here in this world to create whatever experience we desire to create. We're also here to create whatever life we truly desire to experience. And we're here to become and express ourselves in whatever flavor, in whatever manner, in whatever version of the feminine that pleases specifically me, that pleases specifically you. We get to choose. Isn't that wonderful? So once I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to let go of this illusionary version of myself and give myself total freedom to just be and discover who it is I am. I spent about 4 years just enjoying life. No time, no pressure, no age, no boxes. I stepped out of all the boxes. Thank God for my residual income, so I was able to afford this kind of luxury. Thank God, again. I give credit where it's due. And I was able to just completely explore and take all kind of programs and continue with personal development and spiritual work, only to discover that it is when I started creating consciously and intentionally, creating the highest, most charming, most exciting version of myself for myself, I started to create the most enchanting life. And people started to notice and respond in a totally different and beautiful way. The sun is setting. Thank God, it's now strong into my eyes. It's beautiful. I wish you could see it. The sunset is magnificent in La Jolla, right on the beach. It's so gorgeous. So what I will share with you today is that there are two ways that we choose to create something. And one of that is consciousness, conscious awareness, and another one is choice. Once you raise your conscious awareness about something, then now you have a choice to do the old ways or the new ways. Our choices are influenced by our conscious awareness, and our conscious awareness unfolds and progresses and is influenced by the choices that we make. So everything is connected. So there are 4 major aspects that when I work with my clients, I do a 2-day, a 7-day, and a 1-year program. So when we get together, I ask them to create the quadrant, the 4 spaces. So I invite you to write this on the paper. And the first one is embodiment, self, being in this body. And this part is about beauty and health in your body. How do you feel and how do you embody your beauty? How do you feel healthy and be healthy till the rest of your life? Then there is the next quadrant is relationship. That's love, your beloved. The third one is this is your career. This is your creative expression, and it is directly linked to abundance and the energy richness. Like the richer the energy in your creative expression, in your career, the more abundant you are. The more people you touch, the more people's lives you uplift, elate, somehow touch beautifully, the more abundance you feel you deserve, right? So if you touch the lives of millions of people, you will feel that you deserve to receive millions of dollars. If you touch the lives of 1,000 people, then you will feel that you deserve thousands of dollars. If you touch the lives of one person, maybe you are a housekeeper and you come and bless one person, you will feel that you deserve a salary or a certain amount of money per hour, because you are improving and blessing the life of one person in this life. So it doesn't matter what it is that we do, but what matters is how energy rich we are and how much love and energy and beauty we're flowing in our creative expression to uplift as many people as possible through what we do. I hope that makes sense. And the third one is the mystical connection with the source of all there is, with the energetic source that gives us life, that inspires us. Inspiration is in the spirit, that inspires us to awaken, to fall in love, to move forward, to create, to breathe. And that beautiful ways that we can generate energy through different things, through exercising our bodies. By breathing, we generate energy through movement. Of course, the natural one is just sitting and meditating. We instantly raise our vibration and we feel the flow of life, and the divine flow of life instantly charges us up. Everyone knows about that. But also when we are in nature, just breathing, just looking at the creation of the divine all around us, we feel energized again. I don't think you can ever be depressed when you're in nature. No matter how badly I feel, if I jump into the ocean and swim even for 5 minutes, I will come out renewed, refreshed, feeling like $100 million. It will be like, oh, life is awesome. Whatever it was I was worried about, it's like, doesn't matter. So nature is a powerful energetic source as well. So those are the 4 areas that I believe we are all desiring to have the most exciting, the most amazing, the most enchanting life ever. I do. And so I would invite you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How high are you? 10 being joy, peace, love, total bliss. 1 being blame, 2 being guilt, 3 being shame, 4 being anger, apathy, lethargy, so lower vibrational feelings, pride. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself in embodying your beauty and health, in having beautiful love-based relationship with your beloved, where you're loving, adoring, and worshiping each other and the rest of the world? I feel that the relationship part is like a cup and a saucer. That's like when you're filled up, when your first quadrant is at 10 and you're fully filled up with the magic of life, then in a relationship with your beloved and with everyone else, you're just sharing that effervescent magic of you, that love and joy and peace that is coming out from you naturally. No work is involved. So And in your abundance quadrant, how deserving of abundance do you feel? How successful are you right now in fully fulfilling your potential? Are you at your max capacity, fully giving, fully expressing yourself, and being fully rewarded what you're worth? So, and the last one, how connected are you with its source of divine or source of all energy? How energized can you instantly become whenever you want to, or maybe your energy is always high and positive and fantastic? So please rate yourself. So that allows me to, when I'm doing a 2-day intensive, what I do is I create the most enchanting and beautiful environment for us to go through this magical process of raising your vibrational frequency. You see, I divide it into three energetic frequency fields. We have low vibrational feelings, emotions, and reactions. We have middle, and we have the high vibrational, like the middle one is a bridge, and then we have the high vibrational frequencies of emotions, feelings, and reactions. So when we are living in the low vibrational frequency, we cannot make a change. The low vibrational frequency emotions are, for example, on a scale of 1 to 1,000, and I don't have the paper with me right now, so I'm speaking from, because I'm practicing this almost every day, I have kind of memorized it, but it's my own version, slightly my own version of that. With my clients, I give them a copy of the map of consciousness, which is from the book Power versus Force. It's profound, it's powerful, it's been tested, and I just discovered for myself is that if I look at it from my mind perspective, when I tried to get it from the spiritual and intellectual space, the transformation was like so slow and so minor. I just kept feeling like, what is wrong with me? Why? I know all of these things, but when it comes to life, when I am triggered, I'm still reacting with judgment, with anger, with blame. I feel miserable. I have to go into meditation and shift my vibration and do a lot of forgiveness, utilize a lot of forgiveness decrees, and then feel ashamed of myself that I failed again. Like, why do I do this, right? And so every year I thought, well, eventually I will get more enlightened, more harmonious, so that no matter what happens in my life, I will be able to respond in a loving and joyful manner and nothing will faze me. Well, year after year after year, doing a lot of personal development, a lot of spiritual work, that day wasn't coming. Whenever I was triggered, I was triggered. So sure, I was faster coming to my senses, I was gaining wisdom, more understanding, but I just wanted so much to live the rest of my life in this beautiful, harmonious, and enchanting world, so that my life, like I always have known that this life is a gift from God, and all He wants from me is to just enjoy it, to live it with joy, overflow with gratitude, worry about nothing. I mean, in the Bible, it said that have faith. If you have faith as small as a grain of mustard, you can move mountains. And I would be like, well, I have so much faith, but why is it I cannot master myself? Forget about the mountains. I just want to master myself. So this deep desire to live the most enchanting life ever in alignment with my spiritual beliefs being the source of goodness in this world, being good to myself and being good in this world, finally has led me to this incredible discovery that I am sharing with you. What I've discovered is that as long as I am stuck emotionally in the low vibrational frequencies, the change will not really occur or last. But if I am vibrating in the high vibrational frequencies, and I will get to explaining what they are, in high vibrational frequencies, only then change occurs, and it occurs permanently. So from a lower vibrational frequency, that unworthy point of view, that space where we deep inside feel I'm not lovable enough, I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not enough, I'm not beautiful enough, whatever it is, when we are operating from that fundamental core fearful space, somehow I'm not enough, and somehow the external world has to prove to me that it's safe, that I am enough, that I deserve love and abundance and everything good. If we're sitting and waiting for the outside world to give it to us, we'll be waiting for a long time, right? Nobody can sustain it to us. Even if you meet the Prince Charming and he tells you at the beginning, I'm so fascinated by you, that you're the most beautiful woman in the world, I love you so much. Eventually, it's gonna phase out for him. And who's going to be charging you up? Who's going to be telling you how magnificent and wonderful you are? Are you going to be waiting for others to tell you who you are? So from this low vibrational space, change doesn't have much of a chance, because that soil does not bear fruit. The fruits of love, joy, and peace are found in the vibrations of love, joy, and peace. So this is really fascinating. A discovery was made about this map of consciousness, that the first about 8 or 9 emotions, I will try to list them from what I remember. So write down, first one is first one is shame. And shame is on a scale of from 0 to 1,000. 700 to 1,000 is a level of enlightenment. So shame is at vibrational frequency of 20. And when we feel shame, do you feel shame about any part of your body? Do you feel shame about anything in your relationship where you don't show up in your highest and best capacity? Do you feel shame about anything in your business where you're not fully expressing your true potential? Do you feel shame in that you're not connected enough? I know that when I started doing my rituals and rising, working myself up and down the map of consciousness, to my shock, I found that I feel shame in every quadrant. And I thought I was pretty high out there. But when I started working with vibrational frequencies, I realized, oh my God, no wonder transformation has been so slow. I have so many false beliefs that keep me stuck in a low vibrational frequency in so many aspects of my life. And I'm sure if you're honest with yourself, you will find that in some of those areas, or all of them, like myself, you experience this extremely low vibrational emotion, shame, which does come from the core. I am not good enough and I'm not worthy enough. And it's usually formed in the childhood, where we got traumatized and scared and our mind couldn't process it. So it just distorted events and told us, you're not good enough. But unless you get the approval from the external sources, like your parents first, then we want it from teachers, then we want it from coaches, from society and our spouse and our children and so forth. we are trapped forever in the need of validation, right? So the second level is, so first one is shame, the second one is guilt. Guilt is 30. That is a really low vibrational feeling. Do you notice how often people are constantly saying, oh, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, especially women, and they just their body language changes and they look like a victim, like don't hurt me, like I made a mistake, you know? And we feel guilty about eating something delicious, buying something exquisite, connecting to somebody and flirting and exchanging this beautiful energy that is generated. We have guilt saturated our life right and left, from little things to big things. Well, that's vibrational frequency of 30. Then we have apathy. Apathy comes, it's like, when I was experiencing apathy, I felt like, what's the point of life? Like, I don't even know why am I gonna live in this world. It is very, when we don't care about anything, we don't want to do anything, it's an awful place to be in. When I had my adrenals exhausted after law school, I was like, so what? I've got a master's degree, I've got a law degree, I'm living the life of pure abundance, but like, everything I want is catered to me, diamonds and furs and traveling first class and spas. I've got it all. I've got a husband who adores me. Now what? Why am I still not happy? Why am I still not bubbling with joy? Like, sometimes I would, for just temporarily, you know, when I'm getting something new or somebody's complimenting me, or, you know, something is happening exciting, flowing energy towards me, then like, oh, I get all happy and excited. But then when there is no external source feeding me up, like, what's the point of life? So do you feel that way when you come home and plump on your couch and turn on your TV at the end of the day, totally exhausted, feeling like, what's the point, right? So the next, so we've got the blame. I'm trying to recap it so that I can remember the process. The blame, the shame, the blame, the guilt. When we have the guilt, that's where we blame. When we feel guilty, we start blaming other people. I do that a lot. I used to do that a lot, actually. Recently, once I became aware of this, I realized, like, the moment it comes up, I smile and transition very quickly. I'm like, I don't do blame, shame, guilt, you know, none of that. So, because my conscious awareness is high, now I make choices. I'm like, not going there. That's an old paradigm. So, so we've got apathy at 30, apathy at about 40. And then the next level is anger. When we get angry, the energy of anger is actually a higher vibrational frequency. It's at 50. That's when we want to do something about it. So we feel a little bit more energized. But in an anger, we have to generate aggression. We have to generate force. So it's not a powerful space to create or manifest anything or attract anything. It's a forceful place to do something about it, right? And this is where usually the place of vibrational frequency 50, where people are trying to lose weight, make money, pass the exams. They go into this space like, I'm gonna do this, I can do this, you can do this. And in that vibrational frequency at 50, there isn't much good happening. It is hard, it is forceful, it's challenging. So the next level is fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real. And in the space of fear, we feel tremendous anxiety and withdrawal. When it overwhelms us, with withdrawal. So, you know, people that are anxious, they're biting their nails, they have to smoke, they have to drink to relax, they don't sleep at night. that anxiety, that ADD, that constant like need for stimulation to just, God forbid, you'll be at peace in your body, just breathing, just being, just feeling amazing. Fear doesn't let us just be. It is constantly creating this false illusions all around us that it's unsafe, that you have to do something. It's the trickster. So that's about, I think, about 75 or 100 in vibrational frequency. Then we have, the next one is, after fear, I believe it's aggression. No, I'm sorry. Right after fear comes desire. And the desire is associated with the ego desire. If I get this, then I will be happy. If I lose weight, then I will be beautiful. If I get my degree, then I'm smart. If I make this kind of money, then I am rich. So this powerful paradigm of living not in the present moment comes from this desire-driven life, which actually leads to enslavement. We live in constant cravings and disappointment, and that's we're enslaved by our desires. This is the world of ego, the world of I want, I need. And isn't this a space where they train us to live and to accomplish things, right? It's very familiar. I know this was home to me. And then the next level after that, what if you don't get what you want? Well, you get aggressive. So aggression comes in. I think it's 175. And we go to war with things. It's an antagonistic point of view. So you know people that are they become quite successful at something, and but they're like middle levels, and there's always want to play the devil's advocate, or they're constantly arguing. They can't let you finish a sentence. They're not seeking to understand you so that they can create commonality and harmony and a flow with you. They're constantly in an antagonistic space looking for a war, right? And I know I lived in that space. One of the reasons people would say, well, why didn't you get your law degree if you're not going to practice it? I said, I realized that if I am to become a lawyer, I will be the person that I don't like how it feels being that way. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to be in antagonistic space with my opposing counselor and see who wins and who loses. It's just, so yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with this space and how disenchanting it is to be around people that are constantly arguing and interrupting, and unable to just be and receive everything. I was one of those people. This is something I have to work and transform myself very, very powerfully, because this is one of the I call it intellectual arrogance that befalls a lot of educated people. We think we know better. So we like to show how smart we are, so we like to argue about things. It's also a space of not very wise people, that just want to, so you know what I mean. So the last level from the low vibrational frequencies is pride. So if you get your desires fulfilled, then instead of aggression, you feel pride, scorn. I am better than you. Look at me, look at my accomplishments. Let me show off with what I've got, because somehow that means I am better than you. Or if you've got all of those things, I'm so proud of associating with you, because look at, this is my friend and she's driving a Mercedes and she has this money and she has this accomplishments, or this is my husband, look how gorgeous he is or how successful he is. And by association, I must be good enough as well, right? So those vibrational frequencies from blame to pride are at 175. And the research shows that 95% of the population lives most of the time in the space of up to 175. Isn't that amazing? Now, are you surprised that it's challenging to make a change when you're constantly in this vibrational frequency of fear and blame and guilt and shame and pride and desire and anger and frustration. And in that space, magic cannot brew. So the next level, the bridge, I will cover tomorrow, because I can see how the light is coming down, and I'm just hoping that you can still see me well. And I will see you early in the morning. Welcome back. Another beautiful day in La Jolla, California. I hope you took a little break. And I want to reiterate, now that I have my notes with you, I will give you the exact science behind it. So take a pen and paper again if you took a little break, which I highly recommend. So to reiterate again, we have only consciousness and choices. And since on an emotional scale that has been tested by scientists, with the vibrational frequencies being tested attached to each emotion, we know that in the lower vibrational frequencies, change cannot occur. It's very challenging to, there's a good saying, it says, no change, no change. Meaning, if you don't change your vibrational frequency, you won't see the change in the world. So then we have the bridge, and those are the emotions of, I'll quickly run through them. Courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, and reason. So, and I'll get to them in more detail in a little bit. But those are the emotions. This is where we go into personal development, growth, and spiritual development growth. We go to coaches, psychoanalysts, hypnosis therapists, all kind of therapies we go through, yoga, meditation, all of that, to just help us to understand who we are, why we are here, what we're striving for, and so forth, to make sense in life. And this process can be dragged out forever and ever if our emotions are still stuck in the low vibrational frequencies, you see, because with the mind, we can't really change this. Vibration has to change. And then ultimately, no matter how hard you're trying to fulfill all of your desires, and when you finally fulfill all of your desires, get the magical house, the beautiful car, the vacations, the money, the accolades, the recognition, when you have it, all this world has to offer, all this illusionary world is so sweetly seducing us with all of the good stuff that money can buy. Once we have all of it, then what? What is it that we're truly trying to feel? And that is the high vibrational frequency emotions. We're trying to feel love and be lovable. We want to experience joy, feel pleasure. We want to be finally at peace and experience bliss in our daily existence. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. I used to think it is, but not anymore now that I discovered the key. And so for years, I would do spiritual practices to feel love, joy, and peace when I'm in church, meditating in Mount Shasta, when I'm at home in a blissful environment, when I'm swimming in the ocean. Then I would do the work in the emotional, the neutral emotions, the bridge, so to speak. And life will kick in, and I will feel again low vibrational frequency emotion, and then boom, I will react, and I'll be like, oh my God, feeling all again shame, which is the lowest vibration frequency. I'll be like, what are you doing, Yana? You know better than that. And here we go, I'll go into shame, into guilt, into all of this, and go up the levels again. I'll be high, 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 and then again, boom, life happens, right back. So how can I help you? See, I found a way out of this circle. And I thought, how can I help my clients instead of just fixing things and just standing on the bridge and feeling temporarily awesome and then going back to life and again going through this nonsense? I was like, How can I help most effectively, most potently to actually get to and live in the vibrations of high frequency? And I recognize that it is creating the enchanting lifestyle. It is creating the most enchanting version of myself. That is so saturated with pleasure, that is authentic to me. What I love is not what you love. What I enjoy is not what you enjoy. So we find what it is that is right for you, right? So when I say I want you to think about yourself, like it is you speaking in your head about yourself. So, because when I say I and you, I feel like I'm creating a separation, but I want you to be feeling the I and just replacing with what is important for me with what is important for you. Because at the end of the day, it's still vibration. You're either in a high vibration frequency, and it doesn't matter what you call love, middle ground, or low vibration frequency. And so we can relate this way. But I created a 2-day intensive. This is an enchanting transformational space that is alive, and it's only me and it's only you. I really, at the beginning of the journey, want to put you in a container that it's all about you, and you just have this beautiful, powerful space of support. Why do we need a coach and a master? What is mastery? It is somebody that has gone that way, has suffered through the thorns, so to speak, cleared the way, discovered the path, and says, come here, I'll show you the way. It's the journey of, I think Buddha said first we are looking for a path. Then once we find the path, we're walking the path, and then we become the path. So for me, I have been looking for the path to love, joy, and peace and bliss, to stay in those frequencies on a daily basis, all the time, most of the time, as much as I can, no matter what is happening in this world. And I searched high and low in different paths, and everything worked and took me in different directions, all pointing in the same ways, but I couldn't get consistency. That's the word I'm looking for. I couldn't stay most of the time in a high vibrational frequency. Well, once I discovered the path of enchantment, that was the path of enlightenment to me. Because you see, when I was looking for enlightenment for 10 years, what happened is that I was discarding the body, the embodiment, these low vibrational frequencies, emotions that life would generate. So I kept feeling that those are bad, those are human experience, I don't want them, and I want to have the spiritual experience, I want that. So then there was a gap, and it just wasn't working for me. The realization that I am an infinite, divine spirit in a human body here, to experience everything, to enjoy everything, to feel through everything. That created a bridge, that being and living the most enchanting life ever, all of a sudden grounded me and truly made me happy. It's like now 80 to 90% of the time I am in a high vibrational frequency. Why? Because the moment emotions come of low vibrational frequencies, I don't judge them, I don't discard them, I don't suppress them. I found the path, I found the way that the low vibration frequency emotions are part of our existence. It's just as much of a gift as love, joy, and peace. And they want to be experienced, they want to be felt, they want to be lived. It's just I don't want to dwell there. So the moment they come up, good, wonderful, I go through the processes of living them through very, very quickly now, because I'm practicing this almost on a daily basis. Whenever they come up, I sit down and do my map of consciousness process. And now I've learned, like, wow, this is accelerating, this is going faster and faster. So I will leave them through really quickly, come into the bridge, work it through, and then here I am again in love, joy, and bliss, enjoying my life. So now this whole process I can run through, depending how big the issue is, from half an hour to an hour to 15 minutes. Well, recently I had a big issue that came up that I had to work for 2 days, and I had like a hugest revelation this morning, and I will share it in the next video. But what I want to today in this video focus on and complete with is that when I'm creating a 2-day container for you and me, that is for you, the first day is to fully live through the low vibrational frequency emotions, connect to that original shame, that original traumas that have happened, help you heal the issues with your mother, with your father, with the childhood things, because all of that is going to come up, and it needs to be seen, it needs to be loved, it needs to be allowed life, it needs to be experienced. The only thing is that sometimes this was so painful to us as children. We as adults are fearful. We are so scared to fully connect and feel them. And so that is why I create the most enchanting environment first for you. Put you in a space of love, joy, and peace and flow. Activate, connect, and do magic with you first, so that then you're fully free. It's just you and me. The space is sacred. The rituals have been set up. So now you feel liberated and totally safe to connect. And there's for a deeper traumas, I have a unique process which I utilize. It's very, very powerful, a very advanced process. Not everybody needs it, but with more severe traumas, it's a necessary process. But anyhow, once we live through and work through those low vibrational frequencies, now you're ripe and ready to move into the next level, into the bridge. So either that same day, if we can work through the things, because the first day we start and it's about 5 hours we spend together. And so if we can go through and break through all of the emotions within the first 2 hours, then we spend the next 2 hours on the bridge, so that you go to sleep dreaming and reflecting on this and feeling that how free it feels in your body, how awesome you feel. And then next day we spend the whole day just creating your most, we first do the rituals where we raise your vibration into the love, joy, and peace. And then in that space, by the way, all healing happens in the space of joy. I will, when I work through the vibrational frequencies with you in just a second, you will understand why. But so at that point, much healing may start to occur with you. Actually, I look different. I mean, my appearance keeps changing. My light keeps expanding as I keep raising my vibration. So you might actually spontaneously look differently. On my 7-day enchantment retreats, what I do, I take the pictures and a little video before, and I do it after on the 7th day, because there is a magical transformation that happens, but I'll tell about it in the next video. But in a 2-day container, we can create the breakthrough for you, the walking through the bridge, and anchoring you into the high vibrational frequencies of love, joy, and peace. And only then, and in that space, from that space at the end, we create, we craft, we design your most enchanting version of you, your most enchanting qualities, beingness, lifestyle, visions and dreams. Because in that space of orgasmic, sensual, spiritual liberation and being in the highest vibrational frequency, you are feeling fully worthy. You're feeling so lovable and so safe that in that space, it's like a fertile soul. You can create the pictures of the truth, your true desires, unrestricted. And then you will be able to receive them, to allow yourself to receive them, to feel them, to bring them into life, to magnetize them to you, because you will know that this is your truth and you deserve it. If that's what you dream and desire, God said, ask and you shall receive. Ask and it is given upon you. We just have to feel worthy of asking a worthy thing, so that we feel worthy of receiving it, manifesting, and worthy of our love, joy, and total bliss in enjoying what we create and sharing it with others. So I believe that process is so sacred, it's so personal, that I don't like to do that in a group environment. I do private, I do group coaching, group meetings and so forth, where I take the group through the process. I just am not able in a group environment to create the rituals, the sacredness, the space, the connection, that private magic that happens between two human beings, because I'm so intuitive. I tap into you, I feel you. And what happens is that we often wants to reach like 70, 80%, 90%, but we're afraid to break through till the end. And this is where we need that coach, that beautiful mirror enchantress to say, and what about this, and what about this, and just keep asking the questions and keep creating the safe power around you for you to just have the courage to open up and fully open up. That's why the top athletes, they need a coach. They need somebody to look at what they're doing and help them to improve their strengths and polish, go around the corners. But we need that space of somebody reflecting to us, praising when we're doing well, keeping us safe when we're experiencing low vibration frequencies, so that we can fully live, create this magical symphony of life that we are. It's like, in one of the videos I mentioned, it's like life is like a piano, and we have our emotions, our range is wide, from whites to black ones, and to really become a wonderful pianist, to really enjoy this life, we have to know how to play all of them to create something powerful and magnificent. So no more shame, no more guilt. Life is about living fully and freely. So that is what juices me up. This has been the journey that I've taken upon myself, and I am on the path, becoming the path. Every single day, that is my highest goal, is to actually be the path. Be the most enchanting human being. Live the most enchanting life that the divine allows me to feel unlimited. Live in the field of unlimited possibilities, dream and enjoy and create and bless and share and overflow. That is my dream. And from that space, since this is my gift and this is my path and this is my destiny, this is where I'm calling you to come and step into with me. This is where I can help you, because I have gone this way. And I'm calling you to come with me, because I know that I can help, and I want to help, because that's where my joy is. So, I got all excited. I will share with you now, get your pen and paper. So I quickly want to give you the science of the map of consciousness, in case that we are not going to work privately together. I want you to have this process and to work it on your own, because it's extremely powerful and very, very helpful. I will not be working it through the lower vibrational frequency emotions, because I already worked it in the first part, but I did miss a little bit on the numbers there. So I just want to give to you the actual wording from the map of consciousness. So on a low vibration frequency levels, first we start with shame, and shame is at 20. With the emotion with that is humiliation, and the process is elimination. The life view is miserable and despising. The second level is guilt, and that is vibrational frequency of 30. And the emotion is blame, and the process is destruction. The life view is evil and vindictive. Next comes apathy at 50. The emotion is despair. The process is abdication. It uses some words, I don't know what exactly they mean, I guess, and I translate it in my own language, but some words I might not even pronounce correctly. They're so sophisticated. The worldview is hopeless and condemning. Next emotion, number 4, is grief, and that's vibration frequency of 75. The emotion is regret. Reaction is despondency. Life view is tragic and disdainful. Number 5 is fear. False evidence appearing real. That's 100 vibration frequency. And fear generates anxiety, and the process is withdrawal. The worldview is frightening and punitive. I will tell you in the next video, I discovered that fear actually is a portal. This is where the veil is drawn upon, separating us from knowing that we're an infinite divine spirit in this beautiful embodiment here to enjoy everything. The fear has drawn the veil and created an illusion that you are a poor body being, human being, an imperfect human being looking for an enlightenment. And that's what created the separation between what is right now that is taking us away from being present, being in the magic of the present moment. Enlightenment is being in the light. Well, you're in the light when you're delighted. You're delighted when you're feeling pleasure. And you can feel, when you're feeling pleasure, you are love itself. You're so lovable. Well, if you're feeling guilt and fear and blame and so forth, well, there is no pleasure in that. And so the process reverses, and thus you can never feel enlightened. You're always running away from the present moment of shame and guilt and apathy and grief and anger and fear. You're always running away from the present moment because of false evidence appearing real. That's what draws the veil. That was my biggest discovery today, this morning. I was like, wow, this is good. This is good. So as you see, I am on the path here with you, and that's why it's so fascinating. The number 6 is desire, and that's 125. So in the desire leads to cravings and enslavement. When we are attached to something and we're craving something, we are enslaved by that emotion. I want it, I want it, I need it, I need it. And then what happens when we get it or don't get it? We feel disappointed quite often. We feel like we have been denying ourselves to get this, like we have been denying living free in the present moment to get this dream, this education, this car, this house, this money, this project, this whatever, this husband. We grab it, we have it, and then we're like, was this worth it? Like, this is why I didn't sleep at night, I got gray hair, I lost my eyesight, got adrenal exhaustion. Some people, the hormones get messed up. You know, was it worth it to sacrifice your youth, your health to get this? It's like, now what? So that's what the fear, the false evidence appearing real. This is what the illusion pushes us into, this space of desire that keeps us on the yo-yo of like, oh, first we're chasing to get it, and then we're like, now what? And we go through this inflation, deflation pattern. And that leads to anger, which is number 105. We're like, okay, if I really want it, I'm gonna go get it. We just get all of our powers together. So we take action in this space, and that's 150. We do something about it. And anger is, emotion is hate, and the process is aggression. The worldview is antagonistic and vengeful. The next one is the last one in the low vibrational frequencies is pride, and that one is at 175 vibrational frequency, and the emotion is scorn, and the process is inflation. The worldview is demanding and indifferent. So now I compare this to an airplane. When the first airplane wants to fly, the airplane is a bird. I mean, it's a metal bird, but it's a piece that is designed to fly, not to run on the earth, right? So to be able to fly, the airplane first has to take off, and it generates momentum, and it goes to turns all the engines on, and it's going generates power and momentum, and then boom, what happens? It's finally gets enough speed, it breaks through the attachment to the earth, and it's now boom, it's going upwards. Now this is the next level. This is the bridge to the higher vibrational frequencies, and this is hard to do it the traditional ways. That's why it takes forever for people to do 10, 20, and 30 years of personal development, spiritual development, and at the end you meet them and you're like, you haven't changed that much. The progress has been a little bit. So I know, because I meet people that I have known 10 years ago, and it's the change is not that much, and I know for years I would do so much work and the change would be so little, and now within every day, every week, month to month, even video to video, I feel and I see a transformation, even in my body, in my energy, in my life. So this next level, we are fighting gravity. The plane is, the portal is courage. The courage is level 200. And emotion is affirmation. The process is empowerment. The worldview is feasible and permitting. This is the space of I can do this space. Once we get into this, we're at 200. We're going upwards, and this is not an easy moment, but we're going upwards because we're breaking through the law of gravity. In the spiritual work, we're breaking through the veil of the fear that put in front of us. We are breaking through the illusions of what is true and what is not true. And so courage is at 200. Next one, the second one is neutrality. Neutrality is at 250. And neutrality is, the emotion is trust, the process is release, the view is satisfaction and enabling. Once we are courageous enough to break through low vibration frequencies, take away from pride, take off from pride, we enter into neutrality. And in neutrality, it's all good. It's all good, the bad and the, whatever happens to us in retrospect, all of the painful emotions and negative experiences have led us and strengthened us and brought us into this space. So no matter what is happening, no matter what's going on, it's all good. We just have to trust. We just have to have faith. So the next one is willingness. And willingness is at 310. And this is where optimism and intention becomes real, because the worldview is hopeful and inspiring. Only in this space we start seeing change, because we truly set an intention when we're free from the desire, from the enslavement of the cravings. This is where we are wow, starting to really see things differently. And that leads us to the level 4, which is acceptance. Accepting everything. And in acceptance, it's at levels 350. The emotion is forgiveness. The process is transcendence. The worldview is harmonious and merciful. Only when we are learning how to accept ourselves as is, accept life as is, accept people as is. This is where we can actually forgive, because we start to understand things and transformation starts to happen. And that leads to the next level. The last one in the transitional, in the bridge, is reason. Reason is a level 400. This is wisdom. This is not just like the logical reasoning, because that's like, you know, science and information and this and that. That is in the lower vibrational frequencies, when we're operating in a space of fear, where we are judging everything based on information that has been put into our brain. And we're discovering that today they say this is right, and then we say this is wrong. And, you know, they're feeding children in America, for example, the peanut butter with salt and roasted and all of this, you know, cheap peanut butters are like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are like a staple of the American culture. When I was growing up in Armenia, we already knew that like the peanuts actually are carcinogenic, especially all of these genetically modified peanuts with salt and roasted. They're indigestible. Nuts have to be soaked, they have to be rolled, but that's a totally different subject. But so if a mother thinks that peanut butter jelly sandwiches are healthy, this is what she's going to feed her children with love. If I am a mother and I know that peanut butter is carcinogenic, first, I don't touch it, and I'm not going to feed my child. But so if we were to talk to a woman that has an information that this is healthy, and I have an information that this is unhealthy, we're going to have not a pleasant discussion. We're going to have an antagonistic way of looking at things, because it's like, I'm like, how can you give this to your child? And she's like, what are you talking about? My grandmother fed me and my mother fed me. This is what we eat. So what I'm saying is that the level of reason, this is where Einstein was operating. He was at 475. This is understanding from an abstraction point of view. Meaningful, wise viewpoint comes when we start to see that your belief is based on the information your mind was fed. I remember I met this incredible girlfriend of mine. We became girlfriends right away. She's an extraordinary woman. And we would go on hikes. We were like on the same wavelengths. We both love beauty and health and being fit and just same values. And she would talk to me about eating fish every day and this and that and the other thing. Well, I was becoming a vegan raw foodist at the time. And so I'm like, the information that you are believing in is old school. I used to believe that. I have eaten that, and it made me sick. And it made me weak and protein deficient and anemic. So it doesn't work for me. I don't want to listen to that. The information I'm sharing with you is a new school. This is the new world. This is new discoveries. Why don't you take a look into what I know and then try it and then make decisions for yourself, see how your body feels. And I was expecting her to like kind of not be accepted, and all of a sudden she's like, yeah, you're right. The information that I have, that I'm operating on, it's old school. And I don't know what the new research and the new information is. She's like, tell me, I want to know. So that's where like the breakthrough happened, because she opened up to reason. And once she started discovering this new information, she started immediately changing her diet. Why? Because we have the same commitment to beauty, health, issues. So the moment she changed the program, her behavior changed. So reason is wisdom, to think from an abstract point of view, not to get attached to what we know, but recognize is that what we know in our mind is based on what we have, information that has been fed to us, and it's not always true. We are highly manipulated by the media, by the environment, by the books and so forth. But again, that's a different discussion. I'm not going to go there. So those are the levels. This is the bridge that I take you through, so that this process of going up doesn't take years and years and years, but it's like, wow, within an hour or two, we can raise your vibration to 400. Now, in this only from this space, from 400, you can go to the next level, and that is love, and that is the level of 500. So as the plane was accelerating the speed, then it was going up, and now, so all of this was effortful. There's a lot of effort. This was difficult part, to get up to this level, to break through the gravity of fear, of insanity, of illusions. But once you reach a certain level, a certain height, like the level of 400, the true wisdom, now what happens to the plane? It starts to soar. It glides through the sky. It's effortless. He's putting power in, but this is power. There's no more force required. It is just like a beautiful bird in the sky. It is above the pull of the gravity of the earth. So this is what happens to us. The fear is holding us in a low vibrational frequencies, and we break through it, we go into the pride and into aggression, and then we're stuck. But only once we have the courage to make a change. You know, no change, no change. Now we have the courage to make change, and now we're going through this process. Now we're ready to experience change. And that level is the high vibrational frequency space, and there is no force in that space. This is where life becomes effortless. This is where your desires come true so quickly. This is where you start manifesting and attracting and becoming irresistible to your desires. Whatever you desire desires you. You believe in that. You know, you're basking in the love. You allow your mind to be at peace, because now you know the truth. You know who you are. You know how you feel. You know what you're worthy. This is where you can expand spiritually in your body. Your body naturally, when your body is loved, oh my God, your body chooses what is good for you. My body now is craving exercise. It's literally wanting to work out and experience like this life force coursing through me. God, I used to pay personal trainers constantly. I used to buy expensive, beautiful clothes, athletic clothes on a daily basis. There is no space in my house to store Lululemon and BB Sports athletic gear, because like I was every day I had to buy something to force myself to do some physical activity. I had to pay somebody $60 to $100 to motivate me, to entertain me, to enchant me, to do something with my body. Like, how ridiculous is that? I mean, now, anyhow, I'm not going there. You have to experience that. When your body naturally starts to desire to eat, to breathe, to move in a way that is best for you, that generates powerful feelings of health and fitness and youth and beauty, that is just like oozing from every pore of your being. So funny, actually, yesterday when I was coming to shoot this video, I did these beautiful rituals, and I was like, just basking in the glory of enchantment, embodying like everything. And I was in a store to buy some coconut water, and this lady, we used to do yoga together years ago, so she stops me, she goes, you know, you have become so beautiful. She's like, you've always been a very graceful, beautiful young lady, but she goes, I saw you a couple of days ago on the street, and I'm looking at you now. I want to tell you, you are so beautiful now, like I've never seen you before. And she kept like looking very curiously, like what is going, like where is this beauty button, you know, that's got turned on? Where's the switch that got turned on? And it's like, it's pouring out. And I was just standing there smiling and basking. It's like, yeah, I feel so beautiful. I feel so happy. I just feel so happy to be alive, to be embodied in my body. It's just incredible. So the vibrational frequencies, the high vibrational frequencies are love, and that's at 500. and joy, and that's at 540, and peace is at 600, and the last one is enlightenment, and that's 700 to 1,000. So let me check if my battery is still working to share a little bit more with you. Yeah, the battery's on. So the love is, the emotion is reverence, because we sometimes ask, well, what is love? Love is reverence. When you are reverent to every part of yourself, of your body, to your thoughts, to your mind, to your beingness. What is self-love? When you treat yourself with the utmost reverence as the most exquisite human being that you are. That's why I like the enchantment, because when I am in my enchantress space, it's like, ooh la la. Of course there is reverence to all of me. No one can disrespect me. No one can offer me something of low vibrational frequency, because that is just not gonna stick. You know, that's not what I'm going to attract, and that's not what I'm going to allow or accept in my life, you know. There is a different vibrational frequency and openness to what I truly love, what gives me joy and pleasure. And reverence leads to revelation. When you're in a vibrational frequency of 500, this is where revelations come to you, because the vibration of love, the space of love, is the space of creation. This is where life is being created. This is where you can manifest, design, and create in this vibration frequency, and things come to life so quickly. I got stories to tell, just no time for the videos. The next level of joy at 540 is the emotion is serenity, and transfiguration is the process, and the worldview is completeness and oneness. Well, also joy is the space where healing happens, where instantaneous healing can happen and manifest. It's in the space of joy. That's why when we're doing a lot of spiritual affirmations, let's say somebody is sick and they're like, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, I'm healthy. But if they're in a low vibrational frequency, they are not seeing results. Yeah, that's the law of attraction. Where you're vibrating at, you are not a vibrational match for health, because health is ease, it's peace, it's beingness, being allness, being completeness. That's health. And the vibrational frequency of health is joy. So unless you're in a playful, happy, excited space of like, life is awesome, you know, how do you get there? You know, following your pleasure. As a woman, slowing down. As a man, it's like adventure and excitement, and they have to follow their highest excitement, and that might need like generating power. But as a woman, you need to relax, you need to sit back, and you need to breathe with your, filling your lungs with love. I'm breathing in love and I'm breathing out love. So let's do this now together. You breathe in love and you breathe out love. So I'm gonna stop speaking, and we're just going to take 3 beautiful loving breaths together. Wow, I can feel the vibration shifted within me. Just taking 3 breaths. I breathe in love, I breathe out love. I breathe in love, I breathe out love. Immediately shifted my vibrational frequency, and I feel like my spine feels awesome, because like the energy of love is falling through. Wow, this is beautiful. So the last level, the third in high vibrational frequency series, is peace. And peace is at 600, and peace is, emotion is bliss. Bliss leads to illumination, This is where you're illumined for your zone of genius. That's why they say if you want to become truly successful, don't follow the money, follow your bliss. Because when you follow your bliss, you're illumined, the true, incredible ideas come to you. And the process is perfection, and the worldview is perfection and all beingness. Only in that infinite space of possibilities, but everything is perfect, everything available to you, and the universe is just waiting, like holding its breath to hear, what do you desire? What do you, the lovely, enchanting, most magnificent human being, and this divine creation in this embodiment, what do you desire? But for it to hear you, you have to be in a vibrational frequency that is in alignment with the universal bliss. Yeah? So this is the peace of mind, and that leads to illumination of the mind. Oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. And then the last level is enlightenment, and that's level 4. And this is the vibrational frequency from 700 to 1,000. And I know that a lot of you, as myself, have had the life and death experiences where you have had this experience, an out-of-body experience of total lightness, total bliss, total peace, where you had this view of yourself and this world, and you have seen the veil, you've seen the illusion, and you just know all is perfect as it is, and you're here to play. To play. So then we come back, and then the fear draws the veil, and we think, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough education, I'm not lovable enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not smart enough, and blah, 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 blah comes in. And we're like, choo, back to gravity in the low vibration frequencies. So creating an enchanting lifestyle, becoming the most enchanting version of yourself is what is my solution and my path to true enlightenment and true embodiment and true enjoyment of this life. Because life is a gift from the divine. It is a magnificent gift, and I am fully willing to receive it, to live it fully, to enjoy it fully, and to share it with you and enjoy it with you. So I'm welcoming you to follow and watch the next videos, and I'm welcoming you to join the Enchanting Tribe community, because this is where you will be receiving, speaking of planes, a cool plane is passing by. In the Enchanting Tribe community, you will be receiving free videos from me, free support, free rituals, and we need this. We need to build a community of people. This is where I will be offering big life events, free webinars, and you will be in touch with that and connected to that information. And that is my gift and my service to mankind, to women from all over the world, that I want to offer as a free gift. This is my service. And for those that want that special private container, that magical space where they can go through this, free themselves, transform themselves, and they're ready, mind, body, and spirit, desiring to free themselves and start living life fully, living the most enchanting life ever, I invite you to either do a 2-day intensive with me, and that is a $5,000 event. It could be $10,000 as well. Check out in the prices, because it depends when you're watching this video in time. But I don't think money matters. If 5 years ago somebody offered me this incredible container, this opportunity to break through, I would have sold everything to just free myself, because I ended up giving up my house and filing for bankruptcy and letting go of everything to free myself, to experience this freedom of being worthy just by who I am, not the material things, not the house, not the this, not the title, I wanted people to see me like I stopped wearing makeup and heels and expensive clothing, designer clothing. I wanted to be as real, as authentic, as simple, and as humble as I can get, so that I can get rid of this pride and intellectual arrogance and I am better than you consciousness and superiority and inferiority complexes. So I had to go through 5 years of letting go, and it was very, very expensive for me. And now everything is coming back, but it's from a new space and it's a new experience. It's magical. But 5 years ago, somebody offered to me this enchanting transformation that within 2 days, I can actually step into that place. In the last 5 years, I could have been living this already. Who knows where I would be right now, what vibrational frequency.